Good morning, kids. I'm here. I know. I'm surprised as well. Pretty decent time. And it is really Dr. Annette Feravich. You could tell by what? You could tell by her snaggletooth. That's what people are looking at. I know. Because you know what? I have a really good time at my job. And I think there are a lot of people who wish they were doing and thought about doing what I'm doing. I know. It's strange times. I still have to get my glasses, of course, but I have the book right here because we are continuing maybe our last day if I hurry up, but maybe not. Probably not. Probably Thursday will be our last day that we talk about Handling Our Ups and Downs by Joy Wilt. That is such a good book. There's a few things that I didn't agree with Joy, right? There were a couple things I didn't agree with. Do you remember? We'll talk about them when I get back. Let me get my glasses. Let me make sure I have our book from Joy. And look at this. More beautiful flowers I have. Some new beautiful flowers. Aren't those gorgeous? Those are so beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to put the Be Right Back sign up there. And you probably want to hear a song. Let's hear the ABC song. And I'll be right back. Okay? Yeah, that's pretty good. I know you guys like that. I know, I don't have my glasses on. What am I going to do? Here it is. I'm back. I don't know how long you were sitting there in blank land, but I am back. And I have my glasses, but I did not find where I put my book yet. I was using it yesterday to add some more questions. And so let me be right back with that. I don't have that book yet. You see, kids, you should know this, that if somebody comes here completely organized, they are not a teacher. Maybe some teachers are completely organized. Those teachers who get paid. And by the way, there's a lot of people who want this job. I know. But nobody, just like nobody could do your job, right? Nobody could be you. Nobody could be you. Nobody has the same kinds of ups and downs that you do. Nobody has the same kinds of experiences that you do. Nobody has the same kind of thoughts that you do, or the same kind of heart that you do, or the same kind of spirit that you do. Nobody else has those things except for you. Let me get my, oh, there we go. Good, it's up. Nobody else has those things, so nobody else could be you. And because I believe in something more than just me, like things that we can't see. I do believe in things that we can't see. I really do. I believe that there's something bigger than me. I really do. And that creator of me, as we read about in our Bible stories, right? That creator of me, he knows. He knows there's only one me to do my job. I know. And you know what? Like I said, there's a lot of people who want to do my job because it's a great job to be able to teach and to be able to teach kids. And it's a great job to not only be able to teach kids, but be able to teach kids exactly what I think that you need to learn. That has been a wonderful thing for me. And nobody, Dr. Natalie, can take that away from me. I'm quite sure. And you know why I'm quite sure? Because I'm a believer. And you know what? Being a believer, it really gives you strength. It gives you strength. You can be so strong. You can be so strong when you believe. And everybody else who wants what you have won't have the strength to be who you are. Everybody who wants what you have won't have the strength to be who you are, because there's only one of a kind. You were made to be you. You were made to be you, even with all the ups and even with all the downs. You were made to be you. So nobody has the strength to be you. And why would they want to do that anyway? Why would they want to do that anyway? Why would they want to be you? I don't know. When they could be them, they were made to be them, to do something special for them, for who they are. It's so funny. It's so interesting, isn't it? Isn't it? Crazy, crazy times. So I am so happy to be back with you today on Tuesday, June 27th. You know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is my birthday. I know. I don't know what I'm going to do to celebrate. I'm not sure. I might celebrate all by myself. Oh my gosh. It will be okay. It will be okay. And I might have a really big celebration. I don't even know. But either way, it will be just fine. All right, let's get going. I have my glasses clean now. I have my glasses. I have the book. I have where we left off as well, which was on being afraid. And I put the bookmark right here on this page. So I'm gonna go with our questions. I know we already read these questions already, which is on our I want to put that up there. This is not the early bird. Let me just get those questions up there for un momento. I wish I put a song on for you, but I didn't. I need to okay. These are our questions, so I just wanted to get back to our questions here. And it's going to take me a while because there are 32 slides to go through here. But it's okay because we'll end up getting through our questions that we had. These are the questions that we had from day 42, as you can see. So these were our questions that we had on feeling comfortable. So love, security, pride, confidence. Those are the happiness. Those are the feelings that make us feel comfortable. But then we also have feelings that make us feel uncomfortable, like being angry or feeling guilty or feeling jealous. Like I have lots of people who are jealous. Do you have lots of people who are jealous of you? I kind of do. Grief, loneliness, rejection, humiliation, frustration, anxious when we're anxious, or anxiety, right? Lots of people have anxiety, right? And where we left off was on being afraid. And so what does it mean to feel afraid? When we talked about feeling afraid, we were saying that it meant feeling frightened or scared, right? Of course, you know what feeling afraid means. Have you ever felt afraid? Of course, we have all felt afraid, all of us. List the things that scare you most. So what kinds of things scare you the most, right? Is it things like darkness? Is it things like when other people get angry at you? Is it things like you worry maybe about tomorrow? Right? Maybe you worry about tomorrow, and that maybe you worry about that, going to school. Maybe you worry that people aren't going to be nice to you at school, right? And that happens so much, doesn't it? It really does happen a lot today, where people just aren't nice to one another. And I'm thinking about that right now, right? About how that can make some kids afraid to even go to school, doesn't it? And I'm trying really hard to think about some of the things that we can do when kids are afraid to go to school, right? I know that parents are worried about their kids, and kids are worried about themselves, and everybody's worried about what's going on. And we cannot go through our journeys being afraid all the time. How can we get anything done if we go through our journeys being afraid all the time? If I were afraid of what people are doing right now, if I were afraid, I wouldn't be able to come here and do this for you if I were afraid of what people are doing. People don't want me to teach you. They don't want me to teach you like this. They have their own ideas and they want to teach their own ideas, but they won't do it themselves, right? They won't do it themselves. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of hard work to feel things like confidence and to have knowledge. It takes a lot of hard work, but you know what? Let me tell you something. When you do that hard work, you know what? You don't feel so afraid anymore. When you do the hard work, you don't feel so afraid anymore. Yeah. And so it's not always going to work out that way, right? Especially when you're little. When you're little, You have to listen to big people rules. It's really hard for you to do something that maybe you think will make you feel less afraid, right? Sometimes it's hard for little kids. But you know what? Sometimes it's hard for big people too. It is. Sometimes it's hard for big people too. So, you know what we do? Well, what was it that we do? What was it that we do? Let's see. Remember, being afraid of things that may harm you is normal. But when you are afraid, try not to act as though you aren't afraid because you want people to think that you are big and brave. It's normal for you to want people to think that you are big and brave. It is. But you know what? In order to be big and brave, sometimes we have to do the work. Remember what this book is saying. Sometimes uncomfortable feelings help us do the things that need to be done, right? Sometimes uncomfortable feelings help us do the things that need to be done. So, it is best if you pay attention to your fears. Pay attention to them. Realize that fear is often a warning that you may be in danger. It is a warning. Do you feel afraid a lot? Do you feel afraid a lot? You want to think about that and think about the kind of danger that you might be in, right? You might want to think about that. And also, I can help you with that as well, right? I can help you figure out if you're a little bit afraid, talking to somebody that you can trust can really help. But I've been thinking a lot, and I think that there are a lot of times where people have no one that they feel that they can talk to. But that's why I'm here, right? That's why I'm here. And so don't forget about my email address, right? So my email address at Dr. Feravich, F as in Frank, ERA, V as in Victor, ICH. Let me get that up there. I will get it up there. Oh, not time for the ABC song. Because I worry sometimes that there are kids out there. There's a lot of scary times going on right now. And so I do worry that there are kids that are afraid. Sometimes I get afraid, and I'm a big person. And sometimes I get afraid with all kinds of things that people are doing, right? Dr. Feravich, F as in Frank, ERA, V as in Victor, ICH, at healthymindbodyspirit.net. If you're afraid and you don't know anybody to talk to, you can email me and I will help you with that. There are lots of reasons that people are afraid today. And I think that a lot of people need help with that. All of us need help with that. We need help from our friends. We need help from our family. And we need help from people that we can trust, right? I know that I'm getting help from people that I can trust. I know that. And sometimes I feel all alone. And yet I know that I'm still getting help. And like I said, one of the reasons why I feel like I'm getting help is because I believe in something bigger than me. I believe that my Creator is helping me. I really, really do. And that's such a big confidence booster. It is. It helps me feel confident. It really does. Okay, so admit that you are afraid. Be cautious. You have to look out, right? My older son, he had a couple accidents. They were just, he cut his hand. He fell down and cut his hand. And then somebody playing baseball chipped his tooth. So in playing baseball, so my older son has always been very cautious. He's always kind of looked around for things and always felt like, hey, what's going on here? And you know what? I know that he pays attention is what he does. He pays attention. So sometimes we don't like being afraid, right? But sometimes it does help us, doesn't it? It helps us be cautious, is what it does. Tell someone else about your fear and ask questions and find out about the things that scare you. Also, it is understandable for you to want to be with someone when you are afraid, be afraid of things that you don't understand, be afraid of things that you think might hurt you, or want to get away and hide from things that scare you. That's very, very normal. Don't forget what you need to try and do here, right? This is a big one because being afraid, sometimes we act all kinds of ways when we're afraid, right? Sometimes we just want to crawl underneath the blankets and we want the whole world to go away. Lots of times we do that when we're afraid. It's really, really important to talk to other people when you're afraid, to talk to people that you can trust when you're afraid. Disappointment. Disappointment is feeling let down. Disappointment is an emotion that makes people feel uncomfortable. We're getting used to the words, aren't we? We're getting used to how we're reading this book, aren't we? That's good. That Mark has really disappointed me this time. He said he would help me with my paper route so I wouldn't miss the baseball game. Now, we don't really there aren't people who have paper routes anymore, right? This is where they used to take the newspaper and they used to throw it on the people's porches. They used to deliver the newspapers to people. I know. It's too bad we don't have that anymore, isn't it? It kind of is good that we get our regular news from a normal place instead of, squirrely birds. But we all know what it feels like when somebody said they're going to help us and they didn't, or somebody said they're going to call us and they don't, right? Or they're going to play a game with us and they don't, right? Or that they're going to show up to practice and they don't. We all know what that feels like when somebody said they're going to do something for us and they don't. And the word here is disappointment. We feel disappointed is what we do. But sometimes disappointment what? Makes a person do what needs to be done. If I try really hard, I know I can finish this job by myself in time for the baseball game. I've had to do a lot of things here by myself in the same way. I have a Christmas tree still up at my house and I can't get downstairs because I need help. And I'm disappointed I haven't had help. But you know what? It doesn't make me curl up in a ball and get underneath my blankets. It does make me try and do the things myself. Now, I'm not worried about getting my Christmas tree down there, but I did have to do a lot of other things by myself. Although not all my Christmas decorations are downstairs yet. That happens. What are you going to do? I don't know what you're going to do. You think you can be me? I don't think so. Saying mean things or getting back at the person who disappointed you is not a good way to handle disappointment. You dirty rat. Does anyone say that? There are dirty rats around. They call them vermin. You dirty rat. You promised you would help me with my paper route, and you didn't. I'll never do anything for you again. Did you feel that way before? Like if your sister or brother said that they would do something and you're like, or give you something or help you, and you're like, I'm never going to talk to you again, or I'm never going to give you anything again. I did with my sister. I used to let her borrow everything all the time, and she never let me borrow anything. It's the truth. It's the truth from my opinion. Telling someone that you are disappointed, telling him or her why you are, and finding out the reason for being let down are good things to do when you are disappointed. I was really disappointed when you didn't come and help me with my paper route. Why didn't you come? I forgot. I'm really sorry, Tom. That happens. But I'm going to tell you something else. What happens a lot more is that there's a reason. If you're good friends with somebody and they disappoint you, if they disappoint you, lots of times there's a reason. Maybe their mom didn't let them go on the paper route. Maybe they slept through the alarm and didn't go on the paper route, right? Maybe they just didn't feel like it. Sometimes you don't feel like doing something, right? Or maybe they forgot. Maybe they really did forget, right? That's why we have cell phones now, to remind people of what they're forgetting. This is really important, though. These are some really, really good suggestions for people. Let's look over here at our chalkboard for disappointment. What is disappointment? That's feeling let down, right? Have you ever felt disappointed? I'm sure all of us have felt let down before, right? List some times when you were disappointed. And remember, when we say list sometimes, it's really a good idea to actually list times when you were disappointed. It really is a good idea, not just to think about it, but to write them down and think about when you were disappointed. That is a very, very good exercise. It helps your mind. It helps your body, or it helps I'm going to say spirit next. Helps your mind. It helps your spirit feel better. And if it helps your mind and your spirit, it helps your body as well. Okay? All right. So list those things. If you can write down those things that make you feel afraid. Don't just think about them. Write them down. It's great practice. Write down the things that make you feel disappointed. Write down the things that make you feel proud or content or happy, right? Write those things down. When we say list them, if you can list them, write them down. All kinds of really great practice. It's really great practice, especially, we're going to talk about how to handle your downs. That's chapter 3 in this, right? But it really helps you think about your emotion. And we're going to talk about that, like I said, when we talk about how to handle your downs. They have a whole list of things to do. They've got all kinds of things when you have a special down, like being disappointed, right? What you should do. But then just in general, some things that you should do when you are down. And writing some things down when you feel down is a great way to help you not feel so down, to get back up. It does. It helps you get back up. Okay, so what else did I want to say about that? Seems like there was something else. And if you can't list them, talk to somebody about it, right? If you can't list the things that you are disappointed about or afraid about, if you can't write those things down, tell them to somebody else that you can trust. And if you don't have somebody that you can trust, then you can always email me and tell me, and I will get back with you about it. Okay, all right. So I'm just thinking, I've had a lot of people who are trying to, like I said, do what I do. And I just hope that I haven't gotten emails. So if somebody's answering your email, it's not me. It's not me. So like I said, people are trying to pretend they're me. It's kind of hard to do. What are the police doing about it? They're doing something. They're doing something. I know that they are. Okay, so remember, when someone has let you down, it is normal for you to feel disappointed. But when you are disappointed, try not to say mean things to the person or get back at the person. It is best if you Tell someone that you are disappointed. Explain why you are disappointed and find out why you were let down. So when you're disappointed from somebody, the best thing that you want to do is ask them some questions, right? That's what you want to do. You don't want to get angry. What you want to do is ask them some questions. That's what I do. Also, it is understandable for you to cry. Yeah. When I'm disappointed in people, I cry. When people hurt my feelings because I think they're going to do something for me and they don't, I cry. I do. It is understandable for you to want to be alone when you're disappointed, to not want to talk to anybody about your disappointments, to be angry at the person who disappointed you. That's normal too. Wonder whether or not the person will let you down again. That's something that we think about a lot, right? Are they going to be our friends? Are we still going to be friends with them? That's something we think about a lot. Well, when we ask questions for why they disappointed us, then we can decide if we still want to be friends with them, right? When we ask questions about why they disappointed us or let us down, then we can decide if we still want to be friends with them or not. If they're a good friend for us, right? Doesn't mean they're a bad person, right? Doesn't mean you're a bad person if you don't want to be a friend to them, right? Just means that maybe that person's not good for us, right? Maybe you're not good for them. Who knows? Or be afraid to trust the person until you are shown that he or she will not disappoint you again. Defeat. Defeat is the feeling of losing, failing, or being beaten. That's sometimes how I feel right now. I have a lot of people who are trying to be the teacher and take my job. So sometimes I'm feeling like I'm in a competition and maybe I'm losing, failing, or being beaten. Sometimes I do feel that way. I do. Defeat is an emotion that makes people feel uncomfortable. Spelling test. Look at, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wrong out of 10. Oh my gosh. She must feel awful, right? I would feel awful. But sometimes defeat makes a person do what needs to be done. I missed 7 words last time, but I'm going to get them all right this time. I remember that one time I did really poorly on a Spanish quiz. Really bad on a Spanish quiz. And I did exactly what she did. I studied a lot harder and I did better the next time. Believing that you are a loser and that you will never win, giving up, or not trying is not a good way to handle defeat. This is the 3rd game in a row we've lost. Yeah, we're just losers. You're right. Remember that everyone loses once in a while, and remembering that no one always wins are good ways to handle defeat. Other good things to do are work harder, practice more, keep trying, and don't give up. Don't give up. Last year, I was on a team that lost 3 games in a row and still made the playoffs. Huh? What? Seriously? You think so? I don't know. Is he telling the truth? Maybe. Let's get to our chalkboard. What does it mean to feel defeated? Defeated. Well, defeated, remember what we said, is feeling like we are losing, failing, or being beaten. Have you ever felt defeated? List the times you felt defeated. And remember, you can tell somebody too if you can't write them down. But if you can write them down, you should try and do that. It's, again, a really good exercise about thinking about yourself. What did you do when you felt defeated? When was the last time you felt defeated? What did you do? And how did you handle defeat? Okay. And now, remember, when you lose or fail, it is normal for you to feel defeated. Let's get that off of there. But when you feel defeated, try not to believe you are a loser, believe you will never win, give up, or stop trying. It is best for you to remember that everyone loses once in a while. Remember that no one wins all the time. Work harder. Practice more. Keep trying. And not give up. Also, it is understandable for you to not want to lose or fail, feel embarrassed about losing, not want others to know about your losses and failures, get discouraged, or want to give up. And now here we have our list of uncomfortable feelings. Anger, guilt, jealousy, grief, loneliness, rejection, humiliation, frustration, anxiety, fear, disappointment, and defeat. All are all feelings that make people feel uncomfortable. They are feelings that make people feel bad. If we go back to our chalkboard says the same thing here. Okay? Can you think of other feelings that make people feel uncomfortable, or other feelings that make you feel uncomfortable, right? Maybe sometimes you feel uncomfortable. Did we say sad? No, but we did say grief, didn't we? We used a bigger word. We didn't say sad, but we did use the word grief. Are there other things that you can think of that make you feel uncomfortable? Humiliation is being embarrassed, right? We feel really uncomfortable when we're embarrassed. I'm trying to think of some other feelings that make me feel uncomfortable. I feel like Joy Wilt basically got everything there, right? Sometimes we feel down and depressed, but that's loneliness, rejection, right? I think that Joy got everything. I can't think of any other things that make me feel uncomfortable. When people are mean to me, when they're bullying me, that makes me feel uncomfortable, right? And a lot of times I don't know what to do about that. And I get bullied right now. Even as a big person, we get bullied. Yeah, I told you. People want to be the teacher. They can't apparently do it themselves. Not like Dr. Annette can. Because they don't know what I know. Remember, although uncomfortable feelings make people feel bad, they can be good too. Uncomfortable feelings can be good because they can make a person do the things that need to be done. They can also make a person want to grow and change for the better. And they can help a person appreciate his or her comfortable feelings. It makes you feel grateful for the times that you feel comfortable. Isn't that awesome? I think it's awesome. I think that some people think that if God were to make a person, why did he make people feel uncomfortable? If God were to make people, why did he make people feel uncomfortable? Well, right here. Because they can make a person do things that need to be done. They can make a person grow and change for the better. And they can help a person appreciate and be grateful for our comfortable and happy feelings. Oh my gosh, Joy, what a great book you've written. It's taken us forever to get through this book, but it is 112 pages. Well, we're on page 112. That's a long book. This is a chapter book that we read. This is a long book. Great book, Joy. Great book. Brings me joy to read your book. The key to living a happy life is to appreciate and enjoy your comfortable feelings and learn how to handle your uncomfortable feelings. We are on chapter 3, handling your downs, and I've got our chalkboard ready for those questions, but we are out of time. So I will get back here on when? When are we back here again for this book? Thursday. We'll be back here Thursday, 8-ish, o'clock-ish. I had some work to do this morning too. I had to get an email out to somebody who's trying to be me. I know. It's nice to be wanted. It is. This is Dr. Annette Feravich. This is Dr. Annette to the early birds, right? Dr. Annette to the early birds, 10 and under. This is the classroom. I'm the teacher. Nobody else can do my job but me.